sound check, and we are on. We'll share it here. Oops. Go back to it. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back to another WCN Live. Sorry we missed you last week, but we're back today and looking forward to our conversation, which is very timely, really timely. Before we get started, well, I'm Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations, and today my guest is
Kurt Strey, owner of Strey Insurance Agency.
Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll talk about what I had to pull you away from before we get into things, but let me first thank our sponsor. Today we're sponsored by White Lightning Liquor. They're located at Centerpoint, that's on FM 775, just outside of Lavernia. You can check them out for all your adult beverage wants and needs. They really have a great store and serve the community really well. Really nice people. Thank you so much, Jerry, for your sponsorship of WCN Live. All right, and before we start our conversation, we have a winner to draw. So from our last conversation, what we do every time we're live is we ask that you post a comment. So all you watchers out there, give us a thumbs up, say hi. You can ask a question as we go along in the interview. We'll be looking for those and try to answer them as best we can. And good morning, Joshua. Thank you so much. But your post on our conversation while we're live will get your name into the next week's drawing. And the person that you draw today will win a C Street Gift Shop goodie bag.
Here we go.
Okay. Let's see who our lucky winner is. All right. Okay, so the prize will go to Heather Chandler. Congratulations, Heather. You sound like a new name I haven't seen who watched our last conversation. I'll be reaching out to you on Facebook Messenger so you can learn how to get your prize from us. So be sure to share this video. I think it's going to be really informative. Excited about this conversation. As you know, we have Kurt Strey here, and time for introductions. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, my name's Kurt Strey. I'm the owner at Strey Insurance Agency in Lavernia, Texas. We have been in business there since 1989. We recently moved to a new location in downtown at the Lavernia Plaza after being at that location for 37 years.
Yeah.
So bit of exciting news there. Nonetheless, I'm also involved in many community activities, as we discussed earlier. My wife and I, and by the way, my wife and I have two beautiful girls that keep us hopping. They're one's in college, one's just recently graduated, so we're very proud of that. And we're heavily involved in the community, both in the very local community and then even more broader terms. One of the things that we are involved in is a nonprofit organization called Wade Busby Memorial. That basically raises funds to support agricultural products, at shows and things of that nature. And that's always the third weekend of October. Large event is held in Seguin, casino night and live auction. And that is kind of one of those things where it's while it's held once a year, it's a year-round project. There's always work being done to for the next round. I'm involved in New Berlin Volunteer Fire Department as their fire chief. I also serve as the emergency management coordinator for the city of New Berlin.
Nice.
And then of course many other community various events, New Berlin Community Club, things of that nature.
Cool.
So yeah, we stay pretty busy.
Yeah. So for some of our watchers who are more like on this side of the county in Floresville, explain to us, give us an idea of where New Berlin is.
So basically, if you take FM 775 and go through from Floresville, so to speak, through Lavernia and continue to go north, about 8 miles prior to the Interstate 10 cutoff
Okay.
at 775, you will find New Berlin.
Great. What all is there in New Berlin?
So, exciting times for New
Yeah.
Berlin, actually. So, we recently got a Dollar General that's
Oh, that
new.
is big.
We are watching currently a new gas station being built right downtown.
Yeah.
There is a feed store, New Berlin Feed.
Cool.
There is Cundy's Corner, which is a bar, and then we also have Amaya's Mexican food restaurant
great.
there in New Berlin. So
Nice.
our little town is slowly but surely growing.
Yeah.
And of course, there's other things skirting
Yeah.
skirting New Berlin, but
Yeah.
that's kind of the primary.
Well, I know it's
in New Berlin.
beautiful country, a beautiful drive out that way. I've
Yeah,
experienced
we,
that.
We try to keep it that way
Yeah.
anyway.
I know, you should. Wow. So, yeah, with the hat that you wear with fire in that area,
Mm-hmm.
again, you are. Tell us a little bit about the weather that we just
So
experienced.
last night was got a little wild. So as many know that there was a number of weather events in our general area. We had a situation in just north of New Berlin that where it's possible we had a tornado potentially touch down. That will be looked at by the Weather Service and confirmed, or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be, a little bit later. There, nonetheless, I do know that there was a number of trees down, a lot of, lighter debris got
Right.
scattered about. We did have some small creek crossings go over the road, cause some road closures and things of that nature. So it stayed pretty active last
Yeah,
night,
it
no doubt.
was. I'm so glad it didn't prevent you from coming for this conversation
Yeah,
today.
well, I
Ooh.
actually thought I was going to get held up. There was an accident between New Berlin and here, and I think that's still ongoing at this moment.
Yeah.
But I was able to skirt around that and still get here in plenty of time.
That's
So
great.
thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, so the two communities that you serve, it's New Berlin, and then of course with the business here, being in Lavernia.
Right.
So that is the other
Yes.
side of your community
And of
involvement.
course, over the years, there's been many things we've been involved in. I mean,
course.
I've coached little league teams and obviously sponsored a lot of those and continue to do so. And been involved in a lot of things Lavernia for all these years, no doubt.
And those roles that you serve, and, especially with fire and emergency in New Berlin, that really gives you such credibility for your insurance business in Lavernia, and I can see the trust that people and your customers would have for you
Yes, ma'am.
with that involved. So, like you said, your recent news is that move really into the heart of Lavernia, because if maybe some of you don't quite know, you said the plaza.
So
Is
we're-
across from Kep Chevrolet.
Correct,
Just
yes.
right there at that intersection. So
Exactly,
very easy to
yes.
get to
So,
you there.
Past 37 years, we were kind of on the outskirts. We were always in the city of Lavernia.
Yeah.
But kind of on the outskirts across from Whitty's Barbecue, next door to the fire station. And our new location is at what's called the Lavernia Plaza,
Right.
like I said, across from Kep Chevrolet. Going to that new location, I think it has been, and I think will continue to be a blessing. A little more exposure, of course,
Yeah.
from the business standpoint, but also presented a unique challenge and the fact that after having been at a building for
Yeah.
37 years, and then not only moving that operation, but also downsizing a little bit,
Downsizing
those are-
in terms of space and what that
Correct.
space is needed.
Yes, yeah, when you're like anything, when you're at a building for so
Yeah.
long, you tend to rat hole.
Yeah, you just store stuff, like just
And going through all that stuff, and deciding, do I really need this or do I not? It took a little time, but we're pretty well settled into our new location and been very happy with it, and I think we'll continue to be great for our business.
Yeah, that's a real exciting time for you. I can totally understand that. So, like you said, you began Strey Insurance in 1989. That was the start of things. And tell us about the types of insurance that you work with and who you help.
So we primarily do, I'm going to say we can do any insurance except for we tend to stay away from health and life insurance at this point. Our book of business has primarily been, home and auto, personal lines. We've grown that into the commercial side as well. So we can help pretty much anybody at this point. The great thing about our business is we are an independent agent, which means that we don't necessarily work for an insurance company. Rather, we contract with them to sell their product, if you will. So we have contracts with a number of different insurance companies that allow us to do some shopping, compare rates, coverages, things of that nature, and really brings it all together in the fact that our business, is local. We can, sit down with our customers and actually go through it, one-to-one if we need to. But of course, we ramped up our capabilities as well over the years, and in some cases, I have, sold policies that I've not actually laid eyes on a customer, and from the digital standpoint.
So you're flexible
we
too.
can certainly do that as well.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
it's really neat how we're moving along, harnessing technology, but at the same time, I feel from our business standpoint, having that root of being able to literally be there,
and really help people.
when people
way.
want to have that one-on-one interaction.
That's great. Well, tell me about your team.
So our team is fairly small, but we make big things happen. So of course there's myself. I'm there pretty much on a daily basis. I have a young man by the name of Mason Reeser, and Mason is I would say a diamond in the rough for his age group. He can communicate very well. Is punctual. So a lot of those things for his age group is not always easily found, unfortunately. But nonetheless, he is definitely a blessing to our business and does a wonderful job. And then we have my wife actually does like the book work and things of that nature. It's not necessarily always at the office, but of course she can do a lot of that at home.
Sure.
But then my daughters, who are both, grew up more into the digital world and from college learnings and whatnot, are very helpful on the marketing side of the world.
That's good.
And are really stepping up to help there. So it truly is a family business there. So that's pretty much
That's
our
the team.
team there. Now, I will say this, naturally, there's a bigger team out there, not only in friends and family that pitch in when we need help, but then of course our customer base is always helpful to us as well. Whether or not they realize it, in some cases, our customers who, of course, suggest us to other people.
Right.
That's all part of the plan here, and definitely is very helpful.
Well, that's great. Great. So let's talk about maybe some common questions in your line of work that you hear day to day.
Well, I'm gonna say that the first one that's kind of funny to us, and I know people don't mean this in a bad way, but there's many times when we get a phone call that says, how much would it cost to insure my red truck? Let's take for instance. Well, unfortunately, it takes a ton of information up front to truly provide insurance quotes. So that's the first one I'd like to kind of throw out there as an understanding from our standpoint, and that especially now, rating and acquiring quotes is rather complicated now. Now, of course, computer programs and things of that nature, I can tell you when I first started insurance, I literally had a large binder that you flip through the pages, you got to a certain rate multiplier,
Sure.
and then you had an addition sheet over
There
here
was a
that
manual
you
way to figure it out,
literally
though.
manually
Yeah.
rated policies.
Yeah.
And of course, all of that is built into computer programs now, but it has become more and more complicated with that capability.
Yeah.
Providing good upfront information when you're shopping for insurance is pretty crucial to truly come to the end and say, okay, I've got a quote that is valid,
Yeah.
that I can use to
Right.
compare to somebody else or something else.
Which I would think that would with your business that someone could do that. So
Yes, absolutely. And so we definitely do a lot of that exact thing, which is not only acquiring that information, but then naturally once we produce those quotes, in most cases we've got numerous quotes that we're looking at comparing, coming in and saying, okay, because unfortunately insurance is not solely bottom line anymore. There's many ways that an insurance policy can be modified by various insurance companies to perhaps it reduces some risk from their standpoint, which then makes potentially the premium go down. But keep in mind that reduction of risk is something that the customer is not getting coverage for. So in a lot of cases, the big thing that has to be understood from the customer standpoint is that it's very, very important to get into the details of these policies to understand, the differences between, for instance, replacement cost versus actual cash value.
Yeah.
That's a big one, because of course naturally the replacement cost basically says whatever it takes to repair this less your deductible in most cases, and the rest of the insurance company handles. Where its actual cash value says your deductible comes off, then depreciation comes off, and then whatever's left is what you get from the insurance company. Well, if you have, for instance, a house has a roof that's 15 years old, nearing the end of its life, by the time, if you were to have actual cash value, by the time you get to that point of what's going to be paid to you by the insurance company is not very much in that case. Whereas replacement cost coverage would naturally give you, everything less your deductible. The difference in premium in a lot of cases there from the pricing standpoint is pretty significant. So what I would caution people about when they go shopping for insurance is to really compare true apples to apples before you truly compare pricing. There's a lot of people unfortunately there's some companies out there that capitalize on that and literally go out and say we can do this insurance policy for you for $1,000 less than what you're paying right now. Well, the big thing is like we've said for many years, you get what you pay for kind of thing.
Sure.
Cautioning people to understand that because it's cheaper usually means there's something that is not being included that you had on something that you're comparing it to. Even changing definitions within a policy can really change the scope of what's covered and what's not.
Okay.
And I'll give you an example real quick if you don't mind.
Sure.
For instance, the definition on an auto insurance policy of insured. Insured can be defined as anybody that's listed on your policy plus anybody that lives in your household. Now, that can be changed, and that's pretty broad coverage, thinking about it. There's, in that case, the insurance company is, to some degree, even taking on some risk of people that they don't even know that's not on the policy, right?
Yeah.
Whereas some companies will say, we will only insure the person that or people that we have listed on the policy.
Okay.
So of course, when you have a situation like that, so let's do some what ifing.
Okay.
Makes it easier to understand.
Yeah.
So what if I have the policy that says that only the people who are listed on the policy are covered? Okay, but I tell you, Kristen, hey, Kristen, take my truck down to the gas station and get me a bag of ice and come back to the house.
Okay.
Okay, well, I've met some provisions by saying it the way I said it there. I've given you permission to use my vehicle so that it's not unauthorized use, if you will. But the problem is I forgot that only the people on my policy are covered.
Okay.
So now you drive down the road to go to the gas station to get the ice, and you have a wreck.
Wow.
I'm not covered. See what I'm saying? So with a situation like that, yes, because the risk is known to an insurance company, your premium is probably going to be less in that case. However, you know, a lot of people, especially, and I'm just going to say it out in a rural area, will, yeah, sure, take my truck, run down the road, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, a policy like that will leave somebody out hanging to dry there. And so that's again the important part of why insurance agents really like to sit down and talk to people and explain some of these differences before people or just go out and look at a pricing structure, and that's it.
Very good
So
point.
hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah. And just talking about how, like, someone can get a quote from you, they can call you, and they could also go on your website, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have many ways that people can get quotes or contact us. Of course, you can call us. You can come by our office.
Right.
There is, of course, we can do it via email. And then also we have a website in which you can do an inquiry and provide a lot of the information. Of course, there's some information that we do need to collect that we will probably call you directly for, just to keep personal information as private as possible.
Right.
But nonetheless, yes, definitely
That
numerous
can
ways
help
there.
to get the ball rolling
Absolutely,
for them and get a
absolutely.
conversation
Yeah,
going, right? Because
definitely,
you said there's
yeah.
so much information and it's very detailed.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
But that way they can get the experts on it, and the local experts, that
Right.
is, I would
Yes,
say. Wow. So what is your advice to those listening today on navigating the various insurance needs? You may have already kind of covered some of this, but what would you say to that?
Yeah, so, anytime that, kind of reflecting on a lot of what I just said, but advice-wise, I would say, just be cautious, really think it through before you jump off onto, this policy is better than this one, or whatever the case may be. I will say this, I've had customers that, maybe they insure their autos with us, but not their home. But they call us and say, hey, I got this, information on my home insurance, and I don't really get it. I don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
We're more than happy to educate people on things like that. So at any time, I think the biggest thing is do research, or at least, contact someone,
To help you
whether it be
understand it.
your agent or someone else, to kind of verify what you're getting when you pay for insurance. I mean, money we spend, well-earned money, and you definitely want it to go as far as you can get it to go. And so I think the big thing is for people to truly sit down with people they can trust that understand that situation, like anything, whether it's insurance or not. You want to kind of get to that person or resource that takes the bias out of it and says, this is what this thing says and this is what it'll do, and
Right.
then we allow, of course, we do this all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of insurances, and of course we can advise, but we can't tell you what to do. For instance, I can tell you you should buy flood insurance. You really should, even if you live on a hill. But your risk factor may be to the point of where you say, yeah, I don't need flood insurance. But for instance, and I'm going to since I mention it, I'm
Yeah.
going to say it right now. Flood insurance is not something that most people think about, and especially if they don't live like in a floodway
Mm-hmm.
or flood zone. However, a flood policy is actually, when you're not in a flood zone, is actually inexpensive. But for instance, if a ditch backs up, that causes the water to redirect and suddenly it's in your home,
Mm-hmm.
and the creek is 5 miles down the road, that's still a flood. It's crossing multiple properties and
Mm-hmm.
is defined as a flood. And, unfortunately, without it, your homeowner's insurance policy doesn't cover that kind of thing.
Wow.
So, something that just a
Mm-hmm.
kind of a quirk out there
Mm-hmm.
that I always like to remind people of is that flood insurance is something
You'd be
everybody
surprised
should
when
really
you
look
need it.
into.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's a good point to make. We'll just say some quick shout outs and good mornings to
Sure.
some of our watchers today. So, like I said, Joshua joined us early on. Derek, good to see you. Diva's Hair Design. Susan Henrik says good morning. Annie Morgan asked, how did y'all survive the storm last night? Which we can circle back to here in a minute to
Sure.
wrap things up. Good morning to you, Sharon. And Oscar's watching. And Vicky Kimball, good morning. Barbara Strey says good morning. And Christina Estep and James Retherber are watching. So
Excellent.
glad y'all joined us this morning. This has really been good to hear from you, Kurt, and get this. Really, it's valuable information. We all need to know, and to know that that you have this local. You're a local expert in your field in our area and
Thank you.
community member.
Yeah.
Circling back to, again, reminding everybody that, in case you just joined, that you moved your location, so you're now right there at the Lavernia Plaza, which is across from
Yeah.
Kep.
I always say if you can find Dairy Queen and Kep
Yeah.
Chevrolet, you
You're right
basically
there.
found us at this
Mhm.
point.
That's
So-
right. Just pull into that little center right there, and you're taken care of. And I was surprised to learn that you're there most days.
Oh yes.
Mhm.
I've let me take you on a little history here. So my father, who was a teacher for 30 years, at Samuel Clemens, math teacher, when he retired, he got it into the insurance business for a while, and of course I picked it up and bought it out from him when I became of age. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, the he was always one of those that was also, he didn't really have to, but he was always there,
Yeah.
and I thought that was important enough that, and I kind of carried that on and
Yeah.
said, as an owner of anything, I think it's important that the owner is engaged in what's going on at the place of business,
Yeah.
regardless of whatever it is. Being there not only to, naturally, sell insurance and guide customers and things like that, but also, for our employees that as
Oh,
they
absolutely.
grow through things, there's situations that perhaps they're not familiar with yet, that after being there for so many years, you kind of have an idea how to handle
Yeah.
things. I think it's important
It
to
is.
be engaged in that and definitely
Well,
be
it's-
there for people.
I'm laughing at myself for that perception. I don't know why I would have thought anything. I mean, I'm similar, business
Well,
owner. I'm here
I'll
all
be
the time.
honest
like,
with you.
why would
There's
I
a
think
lot of
that?
insurance agents that you'll find them on the golf course more often
Well, I just
than in
thought
the
you were
office.
busy. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but so
But you are. You're a
there is
busy guy.
a lot of that in the business as
Sure.
well. I've unfortunately my golfing skills are not overly great, so
It's hard because you're busy.
I
You're
don't
involved.
do a whole lot of practicing with that.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, there's of course times when I'm not there. Most of that time is because I'm out handling some emergency in
Right.
some case.
Right.
And naturally, I the work that I do with the fire and emergency management, things of that nature, is sometimes does call me away from the office, and but nonetheless, I always, get back as fast as I
Sure.
can to keep going with the business day as well. And naturally, with technology in a lot of cases, even if I may be gone for a little while from the office throughout the day, I can come back in and finish up whether
Sure.
I'm at home or wherever the case may be.
It's easy to be connected now.
Sure,
Little
absolutely,
easier.
no doubt. So,
Yeah, that's really awesome. It's been I've enjoyed, hearing how far you've come and what your business has been through and just the move in general and all those changes. That's fascinating. And just to kind of circle back to, you'll be getting back to the weather situation to learn, what the result of last night's storms brought in your area, in the New Berlin area. And I guess with this last bit of our conversation, we should remind everybody about your website and maybe share your phone number if you would do
Yeah,
that.
so, again, our address is at the Lavernia Plaza across from Kep Chevrolet. The actual address is 13212 US Highway 87 West, Suite 200 to be exact, in Lavernia there. You can reach us at 830-779-2238. I have my cell phone out there for everyone to call in case you need to, especially after hours or weekends, should you have an issue that needs immediate attention. My cell phone's 210-912-0850. We have our website out there at www.streyinsurance.com. We, of course, also have Facebook. And if you look up Facebook, type in the search bar Strey Insurance Agency LLC,
It came up.
and you will find us there. And we try to keep that updated with some pertinent information from not only local area, but also from insurance companies
Good.
and things of that nature.
That's great. Yeah, and you are tagged in the description of this video, so
Excellent.
anyone watching, y'all can go find them right away. Just go click on that. Well, this has been great. Thank you so much
Well,
for
thank you for having
coming
me.
this way. I'm so glad you made it. and
Absolutely.
Beat the storm. This blessing of rain has brought the challenges too,
No
but
doubt.
it's been
No,
wonderful.
definitely no complaints on the rain
Exactly.
end.
That's
for
right.
sure.
That's right. And good morning, Jerry, or whoever is posting for White Lightning Liquor.
Oh.
Good to hear you and see you there.
I will say this,
Yeah.
in all the things that we're involved in, and the things that we just go to support the community, I do see White Lightning name out there quite a bit, as well as ours out there as well. So I will say this from that side is thank you, White Lightning, for your support for not only for the things that you support throughout our
Yeah.
communities.
Wow.
That's important for all of us to chip in.
Yeah. Well, with that said, let me thank White Lightning Liquor for being our sponsor of WCN Live today. We appreciate you so much. Really tickled that you joined the conversation too. They are also tagged in the description of this video, but they are located at Centerpoint on 775, so kind of just outside of Lavernia there, and you can check them out. They have a wonderful store for adult beverage needs and wants, great for shopping too, like holidays and stuff. So thank you so much, Jerry, for your sponsorship of WCN Live. And again, thank you for coming.
Thank
And
you for having me.
thanks everybody for watching today. We appreciate your viewership very much, and if you would share this video. And good morning to you, Kenley Strey. Glad you caught that at the very tippy end. But yeah, share this video and be sure to come back. We'll be here again next Wednesday at 10 a.m. for our next conversation. So we'll see you then. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.